Hello, my friends. This is for you if you are in recovery and you are in a phase where you've gained weight later on in your journey. This can happen for a lot of people, maybe not everybody. If it's not you, don't take this and plant it in your future. Just pass by and leave it be. But for a lot of us, when we come out of fight or flight and freeze more fully as we, progress in our recovery, sometime between 6 months and 2 years for most people, it's pretty common to gain 10 to 20 pounds of just kind of random weight. And the funny thing about it is it's usually not a change in diet or exercise. That's usually not part of it. It's just a matter of, it's kind of like a big version of what I was talking about how it feels in recovery when you finally come out of fight, flight, and freeze, and your whole body's just like, oh God, it's over. Oh, we're not dying anymore. We're not in starvation mode anymore. We're not like in survival anymore. And a lot of times the wisdom of your body is going to grab onto every single calorie you eat and just be like, we're saving this in case that happens again. And that's part of it. And sometimes it's also just like residual inflammation and just a lot of yuck. Like we don't feel good when we come out of fight, flight, and freeze. It's a weird part of recovery that you feel worse. A lot of times you feel better and then you'll feel worse and then you'll be in a stable flow of feeling healthy. But the biggest thing I want to reassure you of is it's normal, and just give you a couple of my best tips for kind of managing and working through this time, because it can be, depending especially on your relationship to your weight or your appearance, it can be very emotionally disturbing for some folks. So a couple things. One is, because your body's doing this as a response to the survival you've been in for so long, the biggest thing is you want to give your body a lot of resource in an unconditionally loving manner. Again, so this is an opportunity. Unconditional love implies that we need to practice loving ourselves under different conditions, especially ones that aren't easy or aren't comfortable. So see this as an opportunity to actually put unconditional love into action in this specific condition and resource your body with as much of what it needs to know that there's an abundance of resources as you can. The dose is number one. Keep your dose up, especially since this is often later stage recovery. Keep dosing yourself as much as you can. Keep the joy flowing, keep the calm flowing, whatever your things are. Just pump yourself full of dose, saturate yourself in it, receive it, just soak it in. That's the biggest one. Rest also, like downtime, leisure time, playtime, sleep. Those are all things that will really allow your body to know that all is well. The more you soak that in, and it'll allow your body to release all the inflammation and extra weight and realize that there's enough. Keep up your routines, whatever they are. Most people who I work with in this situation eat really well and have a good exercise or movement routine. Keep it up, but I encourage you not to try to exercise the weight off, because that just puts more load on your system. And right now your system needs to have, a more moderate amount of load and a lot of resource. Of course, always experiment. Your intuition and your body are unique. So listen, try everything you want to try and see what works. But overall, calories in, calories out is often not effective during this time, because it is more of a survival thing that's driving what's going on. It's not a matter of like eating too much for most people. Most people, again, have not changed their diet at all. So know that right now, calories in, calories out, or like exercising more, may not give you the results you're used to with that you might have had in the past. And then in terms of just reducing the emotional load on this, because for a lot of folks, especially if you've been fit and thin your whole life, it can be very weird and concerning and strange and emotionally uncomfortable and stressful to have no clothes that fit and like look like a different person. And it's just very strange. Your face can get really puffy. Like it's just it can be a really weird phase. So again, practice lots of unconditional love for yourself and your inner child. And the couple things, buy a variety of clothes that suit the figure or frame you have now, or where, like, if you're having a lot of bloating or you're fluctuating a lot during this time, like buy different styles and cuts of clothes so that every day when you wake up, you don't need to figure out, like, you don't need to spend 20 minutes looking for something that fits and then cry for a half an hour because you can't find anything and you don't know how you're going to like go have a day. If that can happen at this stage. So it's not forever, but one of the things I did was buy lots of empire waist things that sat just below my chest, and then it was like really pretty flowy fabric and so forth to kind of just help me still feel beautiful, even if I was like trying to hide that I felt like I looked pregnant or whatever. It's still like and then you've got different ones, maybe different sizes, different cuts for different days when you're feeling differently, whatever you do with that. And really focus again on giving your body love without expecting it to give you a specific outcome in return. So all the things you're doing, nourish yourself with good food and good movement and lots of rest and dose, without constantly being like, is it working? how's my face? Are we getting there? None of that. Just, I love you unconditionally. I'm going to give you love and live my life. Focus on your values. That's a big one. Love yourself unconditionally. Focus on who you are within. You are a person, not a body. It can be a helpful mantra. It's been a mantra for me for a lot of times working through body image stuff. I'm a person, not a body. I'm a person, not an appearance. Over and over and over, as much as you need to. Stay away from mirrors if you need to. You know, you are not your body. You are the person inside. And your body's going to fluctuate. You're going to get old. You're going to get wrinkly and saggy. It's really helpful to take this as an opportunity to learn to identify as the person you are instead of your body, so that you're free of that and you can, you know, go through your different stages of life with a lot of joy and really anchored in a strong sense of self and self-worth. And it's going to make aging a lot easier too as you go through that. And the other thing is, especially for ladies, you know, anybody, but especially the women, like, buy underwear that you like. That is the number one tip about feeling good in my body that no one ever told me. I wish someone would have told me before I had to figure it out. It took a long time, but cut, style, whatever, buy underwear you like, take good care of your skin, take good care of your hair, invest in things that make you feel loved and cared for and good in your skin, even if right now you don't feel amazing. That can help a lot as well. Just take this as an opportunity to grow in love, and it will pass. It just, as you do this after a period of time, for me, don't take this personally, like necessarily, but for me, it took about 2 years for that to melt off. And actually, the other day, I posted like a memory from Facebook from 2 years ago, and I was like, I don't even recognize myself. I haven't even processed how different I look now than I did 2 years ago, but it really does. Like, I didn't really change what I was doing. I've kept loving myself and working on healing and like taking good care of me, and it's just all kind of fallen into place generally over time. And so just keep moving and it will resolve itself in time. Love you guys.